Hey everybody, welcome back. We're the Jester. This is episode 3. What? Losers Weepers. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if you stole all of an enemy's equipment every time you fought? You're turning me into the inventor. Just when I thought I was out, you pulled me back in. After defeating an enemy, keep all of their equipment. New delete skills destroy cards permanently. So, does delete destroy doubles like snap? Or does delete... Oh, it's just a new piece of equipment. I understand. Okay. So it's actually, as of right now, it's a simplification. Discard current hand. Okay. So we don't have a snap anymore either. When I say it's a simplification, I don't mean that it's easier, but it might be easier to play as opposed to easier to win. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what. Let me tell you something. I'm realizing now, on these early fights, let's not let him get too much shield, but on these early fights, like whenever possible, why don't we take this opportunity to delete some of our truly terrible cards? Like, for example, I don't care about a boop. For example, I do not care about a boop. These are fine. I got no problems with these as long as we can still lethal next turn. I know we're not gonna die, okay? We're gonna play it pretty close, but we're not gonna die. This is fine. But you know what this basically is like card removal during the game. So I think we should definitely start to hit him again. But it's card removal during the game, which to me means if we can get rid of all or many of our boops early, that's less work for us to do later. Like for now, again, I'm like, dude, here's the thing. I don't know if we should be getting rid of maybe like literally every single boop in the freaking deck. But when in Rome, what does that mean? I don't know. That's a good point. I don't really know what that means when in Rome. You do as the Romans do, but now I'm like, we could die. We're not gonna die on the first fight. No, be careful. But maybe that wasn't the smartest idea. But hey, we've permanently improved the quality of our deck, I think. We have to steal all, so we will steal all. And actually, now that I think about it, we should probably be getting rid of equipment quite regularly. Because we're adding at least 1 after each fight, maybe 2. So here I'm like, here's what you do. You do that, see what you got. Do this. Discard current hand. I don't know, I kind of like our current hand. I'm going to be honest, it seems like kind of a trash limit break. It's a very scary situation indeed. Tell you what, why don't we do this, and then, what do you got? So you could do 6. I will pay 2 to get 3 shield. I regret nothing, I think. We do get burned once. Okay, now I'm like, well, you gotta discard. Not really interested in a dying, but we'll see. This is a tough one, dude, because like basically all you need to do is roll a 4, and you rolled better than a 4, so we're dead. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. No, this is the Dicey Dungeons difficulty, right? If you don't suss out what you're supposed to be doing right off the bat, you run the risk of getting snuffed out. So I'm a little embarrassed, but not really that much, to be honest. I think we had the right idea. Maybe just went a little aggressive with getting rid of the boops, you know what I mean? Like for now, perhaps a better way to think of it is choose, take your moments when you can get them. What do I mean by that ridiculous, seemingly meaningless sentiment? What I mean by that is if we know we have lethal and we can remove a bad card, that's a good time to do that. Like if we had lethal now, for example. Although with the world's worst limit break, I don't know if we will ever be able to do that easily. But I'll tell you what, we know we got this guy, so let's cut a freaking boop out of the deck. It would be nice albeit impractical, to remove 2 cards per combat. It's unrealistic. 1 now and then is probably okay, and because we only got 1 on this one, and this card is actually very good, so I don't know. This is a stranger one. This is a stranger episode than I'm used to recently. So do we like Bop? Yes, we like Bop. Thank you for asking. We also Magic Trick could just discard our hand. Let's do that actually. I was gonna say because if we get Shovel, we'd like to weaken. I don't really have an interest in removing Bop. Well, turns out I think this might not be that relevant. We can let this guy hit us once if we want to cut some garbage out of the deck. You know what I mean? Like, here's what I mean. We'll heal. Because what does this do when it's not weakened? 10 damage. Who cares? Irrelevant. We can cut a boop. Can we do it again? We can cut a boop. Oh, it's beautiful stuff. And then all we gotta do is hit him once. And if we could ult and then remove a different card, that would also be fine. In fact, he literally can't kill us. So if we can maybe, like, use our ult. Do we really want to get rid of a Sweets? Bizarrely, I think the answer to the question is yes. Bizarrely? Why bizarrely? Because bizarre is what I say when I can't think of a good objective reason for what I was thinking of doing. So, we'll ice ya. We'll get full HP. We culled some cards. We got Plasma Cannon. I honestly don't know if I like Plasma Cannon. With 3 dice, it's going to be real hard to roll a 20. In 1 turn. In multiple turns, you could do it. But we could also just roll a 5 and then yeet it into the stratosphere. So, I mean, you love the 6 right there. And then after that, I think we'd like to discard everything. We love using a Bop. What do you got for me here? Nothing. Okay, well, we'll put something into this. We definitely want to get rid of the boop if possible. It's all boops and bops all the way down, by the way. So boop is now gone. I guess the only thing I'm even mildly concerned about is removing so many cards that we end up with surplus dice. But I'm not too worried about that for the time being. It's not possible for this to be 16. That was only a 3, okay. So let's do, Shovel. We'd rather just hit you for 3. Put you in a lethal range for the next turn. Please don't, oh man, you got a 6. That's the best possible roll for you. Please don't tell me. This is a weird one. You know, I think we just hit him, and then I'm like, okay, we got a Bop. I think we'd rather heal. Hope that it works. I guess we could have done that in a different order. It would have been fine. Anyway, I'm not worried about it. I don't want to... This is BS. I don't want to blind enemies, because blinding enemies apparently doesn't do anything. The AI can just see through the blindness. So why are you here? Now, Headbutt is good. Believe it or not, I actually like that a lot. Oh, it gets multiple uses, too. Well, after this... I like it because it can take a 4 or a 6 and then do something with it. You know, become stronger as a result, I guess is what I mean. I do hate, you know, just toss that in there. Whereas previously, if you put a 6 into one of our damage cards, it just does 2 or 3 damage. Not that much. Okay, so honestly, I don't really like Plasma Cannon here. This is pretty good damage. I don't think I like Plasma Cannon at all. So, I'm going to take the risk of yeeting it. I'm going to discard all this, see what we get. This is a tough one. We could actually die. I really want to remove Ink Splat. Ah! It's actually not that bad. I'm okay, but it does hurt. Well, I guess you just don't put the cards in. Please, no 5s, please. Okay, we're very near to death again. It's embarrassing for me. I'm unhappy with it. And yet here we are. Do I want to hit you for 2? Or hit myself for 2? You could do 7 damage to me pretty easily, sir. I appreciate that you're not. You are going to burn 2 dice, which makes it very difficult for me to lethal you, to be fair. Difficult, i.e., impossible. And you're likely to kill me next turn. You are. You are. I think you hit him for 5. And pray you get a sweets, which is exactly what happened. Good lord. Well, that's about as lucky as you can get. But I'll tell you, I'm struggling. Literally have no choice but to take it. Okay. Starting to think that maybe I should just focus. Oh, this carries over. Fight the fight. Thinking maybe I should just focus on. Ah, you doped the 6, you dummy. On doing, like, quite literally as much damage as possible. You might not love this, but I think it's the right play. I think you can afford to get rid of a boop. We got other stuff that's a little bit more interesting. Hopefully, dropping down to, like, you know, a position where we pretty much had to get the best possible draw in order to lethal. Hopefully, that's a cool thing. Even though it doesn't seem like a cool thing right now. Hopefully that tells us what we need to do is not worry so much about card removal and instead play our dice to do as much damage as possible. Man, that freeze is killing me. We just like shovel, so I don't mind that. The rest of these are pretty bad for us right now. To be honest, duping a 4, it does hurt, but it gives me something to do here. And we do have lethal. I think we'll just take it. But our deck might be getting full of a lot of what the French call garbage. And I don't want more garbage in my deck. My deck is garbaged enough. Will I destroy a card? Oh, absolutely, yes. So we only have 12 cards in our deck. That's not anything to freak out about. Inksplat is literally... it's useless, I think. And we still have 3 more gold. Cauldron, we can't afford it, so we'll just get rid of it. We don't have to worry about duplicates anymore. So I think, like, we'll get rid of a bop. Honestly, our deck is a little bit too rich in damage. We only have 1 sweets. And it has been surprisingly helpful. But I don't know, man. I'm very skeptical about my ability here. We'll see. That was weird. So you want to put lows on cannon fire. The burn is very nice. Shovel does really well with a 6. Pirate hook. I mean, do 5 damage or 2 damage plus a burn. We want to do max damage because he's definitely gonna use both of his dice no matter what, unless it kills him. So, or unless he can't get the equipment to work for it. So I think this was fine. I don't think we have lethal, but I'll tell you what. I'll do 2 damage. We get to dupe a dice. That's worth a lot. We'll dupe the 6. We're gonna delete the bop. See what else we get. A fireball on even. Very nice. And then... I think he's gonna be basically killable next turn anyway. So he's gonna be on 5. We really just need a 5. Now 2-2-1. Will that work? Not at all. We can do this and then see where we go. Shovel, I mean, it's still another 2 damage. And the cannon fire, okay? It will work. It's amazing. Dicey Dungeons does what a lot of roguelites, and I love being able to weaken enemies. It does what a lot of roguelites don't, which is it keeps you, like, constantly in flux about how you're doing on the run in general. You know what I mean? You never know. One floor you're a king, the next you're a fool. So I think we will cannon fire. Gives us a sonic wave. Weakens the enemy. Very acceptable. Might as well dupe the 6. And we get a weaken out of it. You can't really ask for more than that. I do think I'd rather do 2 damage to you. And also put another burn on you. Then heal myself for 2. That seems very sensible. And I love to see the low rolls. I love to see the low rolls. Beautiful. We got a little lucky. So a 5 is really good for Pirate Hook for 1. But also for Snowball. So you're definitely going to roll a 1. I don't really care to do 3 damage. Let's discard and see where the mood strikes us. The fact that this works and weakens the enemy, even if we don't get like a 6, is insanely good. So I think we must be on the verge of leveling up. But I don't really want to get rid of Headbutt. I think I'll just kill you. We might as well work this down, though. I'm like, if we want to work this, we basically... They're unlikely to kill themselves by picking up a dice, you know what I mean? So we might as well just get the lethal, but... Were we about to level up? We were. So that's a good cautionary tale. We should always pay attention to that. I don't think we need a nudge, honestly. We should always pay attention to that, because we can get free removal. Now, what was up at the top of the deck what we wanted to remove? I don't know. Do we really have anything we want to remove? Like, a Headbutt is really good. I mean, like, our deck, just in general, is really good. Like, we just did 18 damage, 1 weaken, 1 burn in the same turn. Okay, he's gonna freeze a dice. He's gonna freeze a dice. Big whoop. 1s are not good for us. I'll own up to that, but we'll hit him with a 2. Let's see what we got. This is just raw damage. It's not bad. Might as well try. We need 1 more damage. Dude, it's so easy. Might as well pop this in here. You put that in there. Now, if we wanted to remove something, we can remove something. And we could do it easily on our next combat. Like, it's just that easy. Who would have thought that for a time I thought this run was actually tough? Now, I'm kind of the mind here that I'm like, we might as well just remove some of the stuff that isn't really that interesting to us now. We're not ever going to be able to stop the deck from getting too out of control, but we can at least, you know, do a little bit. We can do our part. Usually, I'm trying to think of what would work best. Duplicate not requiring a number in the top half of the bracket. Actually, I think definitely removing... Oh my god. With dupe, that's not that bad. I think the best thing to do is probably to remove the condition on something. So I think odd even is probably the best condition. Let's just make shock easier to enable. That sounds fine. It's a super enemy. It's an enemy, but super. Get it? Yeah, trust me, I remember. Okay. Well, we do like electric shock. 6 damage and a shock. 5 damage and a freeze. Also very good. We could totally do with getting rid of infliction. And we can't play this anyway. So I think you put the 6 here to delete infliction. And then you freeze another dice. This will never work. Why did I think duplicate would work there? So we did 16 damage, 2 freeze, 1 shock. That's gonna slow her down. I'm starting... Dude, the witch run, I never felt safe at all. Now I'm like, oh, we're totally fine. So we do like a 4 here, but first, let's put a 2 in here. Sure. I mean, we might be approaching lethal, honestly, but... I think we definitely want to discard now. You might notice these are not lethal cards. These are also not even cards, is what I meant to say. We don't really want to get rid of electric shock, so... Even dice, sorry. This is extremely amazing. I feel so much more in control than I have on basically any of our recent runs. Now here's the question. Do you want to remove electric shock? No? Do you want to remove headbutt? I think we could remove headbutt, but we need an even to put in here. Oh, we're screwed. I'll just pass turn. We could have discarded or like removed electric shock from our deck entirely, but I'm willing to pay the price on this one. Hey, we got uneven this time, so that's cool. We should have just... it didn't matter, I guess. We still would have lived for it. We still would have gotten hurt on this turn, so I don't know, man. 2 enemies away from leveling up. Tell you, Poison Slingshot and Detonator. Neither of those strike me... Oh, it's an enemy. Neither of those strike me as being super good here, but that's what the discard's for. Fireball, we like it. Well, I think this is easy. We like a 6 here. We like a 4 here. We like a 2 here. And a 1. I don't know if that'll even work. No, I think it would get removed at the end of this turn. Unless it works like the spell book, but... Honestly, let's get closer to removal. It's either that or 1 damage. Well, is he gonna reduce my health by a 1/3? I think there's a very realistic chance that'll happen. I'll tell you though, Detonator, you gotta go. You mess with the flow, you gotta go. I don't care about Ice Age. I don't think we're gonna... It would be nice to get it to work, but the odds of us getting it to work are pretty low. I don't really care about Pirate Hook right now. I do want to freeze dice. That's pretty valuable. This is just too much of an activation cost. But freezing the dice so you get a lower roll count is very important. If I could kill you before you put a dice in there, that'd be real good. But I don't think it's going to happen. But I'll tell you, you're going to dupe the 6, and then you're going to see where you go. Certainly a 6 in there works fine. I'd rather put the dice in to freeze you than put it into Pirate Hook. We'll weaken you again. Oh, I mean, we have you killed now. Yeah? We don't care to remove Pirate Hook from the deck. So, the only thing I'm worried about is the idea that we might be suffering from success. And all I mean by that is, we're winning too quickly to remove stuff from our deck as quickly as we might like. I think I kind of like this. Just wanted to, yeah, I was going to say, we might get another even, so I think you definitely want this out there. Max 4, that's unfortunate. I think, you know, to be honest, let's see what we get. An even. I think we could remove Cannon Fire. I don't think it's bad, but I think it's amongst our lesser cards right now. This feels good. So you're going to do 8 damage, which is a lot. I think this is where we're gonna level up as well, so we should know. Like, do we like Sonic Wave? Yeah, it's like unbelievably good. We'll keep an even and an odd. Do we like Worm Bite? Oh god, no. It's terrible. Certainly freeze the dice. Do I like Headbutt? I like it enough. So let's do this, and then hopefully we can delete Worm Bite next turn. Any dice do 1 damage. It's like the Witch's throw dice ability, which is not very good. So we'll go 4-1, delete that. Totally like it. Let's see, we might get a 6. We can still freeze the dice. I'm hoping that maybe, because we do heal the full after this, I'm hoping that we'll be able to remove Ice Age, which is essentially useless right now. So I think we definitely like a 4 there. I think you just toss a 5 right there. Totally fine. Now, what do you like here? That's a great question. I honestly think actually all these should go, but I wouldn't mind removing Poison Slingshot as well. So I've got kind of It's a weird setup, but there you go. Okay, let's remove that as well then. Because we're going to heal the full after this. So unless he kills me this turn. Unlikely. Now I'd probably like to kill him this turn. Fireball can only take evens. I mean, this is still not great. But it is exactly lethal. Do we want to remove Rod and... We can't remove Rod and Core and make this work. So let's just not count our chickens. 2 new pieces of equipment. Destroy or upgrade? I still think we want to destroy. Because, like, Beetle Headbutt. 5 damage Lock of Dice. Lock Dice is pretty good, but that's still is a hard thing to enable. Is there anything else like it? Rod and Core, I don't know. Reduce health in half. On a boss, that's actually pretty great. Could be pretty great. Headbutt's still fine. Electric Shock's upgraded. Cauldron is like just guilt-free. I think we can get rid of Beetle Headbutt. Even though Locking Dice is going to be good. I don't think it's that good. Destroy or upgrade. In this case, we should probably upgrade. Because we had a hard time discovering what to destroy last time. Reduce health to 1/3. I don't know if we're ever going to even play this. Like, here's the thing. If the boss has, like, 60 HP, we're going to love to play it. This is hard. 4-5, 4-5. We got to kill 2 enemies before we can even get health back. So, we're going to have to be real careful with what's going on here. This would be a great time to have a duplicate. Reduce health to 1/3. It's so close. Start here. You might as well weaken him once. Let's think about this. I think we would rather weaken him than catch him with Rod and Core, and that's an honest appraisal, though you might disagree. Let's magic trick, see where we go. You know, I was just gonna say, we can get another freeze, we can get another shock. Either one of those is fine by me. Actually, I think freeze kind of sucks, right? Because now... Oh, you needed doubles, but because we weakened you, it's okay. So we get 1 poison. It's inconsequential. You can tell I'm thinking because I got the bad posture right now. So we really like Electric Shock. I think a 5 is fine there. Then you save the 2 to use here. Your 5 goes very nicely here. Then you got a 6. We'll duplicate that. That was a very good time for that to show up. Dude, a shock and a burn is pretty good. What are you gonna do, brother? I think you're dead. You're not gonna kill yourself, so where are you going? Alright, it's actually, to be honest with you, it's a pretty efficient turn for a dead man. Cauldron, do we like it? Yes. But let's get this. Oh, it's doing damage. That's right, we gotta be careful. Sonic Wave, do we like it? Yeah. I'm never sad to see that. We don't have to remove those cards. Now, if we had the choice to, you know, yikes. To mess with our entire deck, we might. Select a card to copy. Select a card to copy. I mean, we never are going to be mad about duplicate. What I was going to say is, if we had the choice to look at our whole deck top to bottom, there are some cards we would like to remove. But if we can't afford to do that, then so be it. Honestly, I don't like... I hate when curse is done to me, but I don't really like the idea of spending 2 dice to curse the enemy. Because it's a random chance. And if it doesn't work, you're going to feel like a piece of garbage. I would rather weaken and shock than remove this card right now. But I hope we'll get a chance to remove it in the future. What an incredible roll for you. It would be really nice to weaken you again. Okay, duplicate needs a 6. Totally fine. We'll dupe a 6 again. You need odds, huh? Well, let's put a 3 and a 2 in here. Get rid of that. Now let's start working. You need odds, which is not gonna happen. Thank God for our limit break. That's 8 damage. That's real bad. Work with me. You're working with me. I appreciate it, but we got a 6 we can't do anything with, which is very surprising to me. Now that I think about it, what was our front card? I gotta go back and look. 'Cause we're about to take a heck of a hit. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, what's our front card? Snowball? We don't want to get rid of Snowball. We might want a magic trick just to get rid of our weaken, though. Let's see, we could do 5, 4, 2. Turns out, we don't really need to use magic trick. It's a much better turn. So we're not going to heal to full, but we are going to get HP. We're also going to get a bunch of garbage that I never want to see. It's spicy. It's a little spicier than I thought it would be. Alright. We kind of hate our hand here. The 4 for weaken is fine. Actually, I don't hate this. Freezing. We don't really love creating a 1, but it's okay. And then that's 12 damage. It's very easy to get down with that. And we will weaken you as well. And that's a pretty good turn. We did 19 damage. And basically we traded the certainty that you would roll a freeze for knowing that our damage was going to be low, which is nice. So I'll tell you what. We do like weakening you. Do we like freezing you for 1 damage? Now that I don't know. I think I'm going to magic trick here and see where we... Well, another weakness is fantastic, I think, and then we'll just toss that in there. I think we're totally fine, but we have to kill 2 enemies here. He only rolled 1 odd, which is hilarious. Not as hilarious as me rolling 3 1s and a 2 so that I technically actually rolled 4 1s on a turn where I needed high numbers. That turn may have single-handedly ruined us. Okay. Odd. Even. Weakness. Sorry, shock. Weakness. We got every status effect in the book on this son of a gun right here. He killed us. He's gonna kill us. I didn't think it... He did it in the BM fashion, too. I'm a little upset because it took a really, really bad roll for that to happen. But I have to accept as well, there's probably things I could have done, but I thought we were in control. Either way, for now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. It stings the ego a little bit, but I'll see you next time.